Abbie, the games are a bit relentless at the moment, but your team keep ticking over, and another strong performance against Billericay last week as you build towards that Christmas break.
Yeah, definitely. I thought we were brilliant. We had to weather the first sort of 10 minutes from them. They did come out of the blocks quite quick, as anticipated. With new manager, we expected them to try and get out on the front foot. But once we sort of weathered that first 10 minutes and got hold of the possession and sort of started to dominate the ball, it was just a case of when, not when, if sort of thing. We had a lot of chances from set plays, and then finally Zoe Watkins has obviously got that first goal, and then we looked strong from there. Really never looked like going back. Built into the game. Some really good combination play. Looked even more deadlier from set plays as well as the game grew. So yeah, really happy with the overall performance. Really happy with 3 points, and obviously takes us into a cup run now for us. So yeah.
You've spoken about obviously how small the squad is in recent weeks, and consistency is key in football, and you've put out the same lineup now a couple of weeks in a row, which I guess is key in putting together a strong run of form.
Yeah, it is. I just think it does help with that, but it also making sure you make changes at the right time also keeps that freshness about the squad, also keeps players honest and on their toes as well. Nobody's guaranteed a shirt, despite how tight we are on numbers in the squad. So it's always about making sure that you get the blend right. I picked the team off who we're going to be playing, not who's necessarily in form or doing well. It's all about the balance and the dynamics of what the team needs. So yeah, it was nice to pick the same 11. I felt that they'd done enough at the Plymouth Cup game to warrant starting again, and obviously that showed with some of the performances in the 11. But then again, the finishers come off the bench and make you ask questions. So it's whilst it's a small squad, it's a really strong competitive squad, and they've not made my job any easier this week in training either.
You spoke on Sunday about how pleased you were to score from a couple of set-piece goals. What work goes on here at the training ground from a coaching point of view into those set pieces?
We do touch on them most weeks. We tend to finish every session with some set plays of some form. But normally it's just talking about it. It's talking about being brave, clipping up chances that we have had. It's got to come down to desire of the player. We're blessed that we've got players in this team that do want to head the ball, that do want to make create themselves a chance. So yeah, it's all well and good doing it on the training ground, but if you don't execute on the pitch, it's no point. And you've got, like I said, you've got to have that want and that desire from the players. And I'm lucky that we've got that in our group in abundance. And then that feeling of scoring, I guess, still drives them to make sure that they're in the right opportunity to do that.
Now this season we've played a lot of new opponents being in a new division, and we've got another one on Sunday in Worthing. What are you expecting from them?
Tough game. We know all too well how Tier 4 works. Sometimes you can get stuck in that league and be a really strong team. They've obviously moved across from the southeast side to the southern. So, yeah, I mean, I've spoken to a few coaches that have played them this year, and everybody says the same. They're a strong, physical team to play against. They know how to play football. I'm not going to be expecting them to come here and sit in and hope for the best and maybe catch us on the counter. I can imagine they're going to come and give a good account for themselves, play the way that we think that they're going to play, and try and impose themselves a little bit, like how they play, and that's their kind of identity. So it's down to us to make sure that we're patient. It's down to us to make sure that we are professional and we stay true to what we want to do, and we don't underestimate them in any capacity. And yeah, I think that as long as we concentrate on ourselves, as I say every week, the scoreline will take care of itself if the performance is right. So yeah, we just need to make sure that we do the right things in and out of possession, and then when we do get those chances, as we've proven over the last couple of weeks, we can be deadly from those.
You said last week that this might be one of Worthing's biggest games in their recent history. It's the furthest they've ever got in a competition, but at the same time, it's a chance for our players and our group to make their own history and be one of those few Exeter City players to make it to the fourth round.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that's got to drive these girls. We want to go far in this competition. We've not made that, we've not hidden that from anyone. So it's a chance for us to maybe impose ourselves against a team that is a lower league opposition and go out and really put on a performance and put on a spectacle to get the win. I don't want it to go into extra time. I don't want it to take it to penalties. I want that, and I don't believe they will. If the squad that we've got and the players that I'm thinking of starting that game should go out there and should execute the game plan really well, and then should we need the finishers to come on and impact it, we should. But this group have played big games before now. They know what it's like to play in those big occasions, on those big stages, and this is going to be one. Take nothing away from Worthing and their league status. You know, we need to make sure that we attack the game and we approach it in the right manner. And as I said, I have full belief that if they do that they'll get the win.
On Sunday, I saw Jess Sandlin in the stand without her protective boot on, which is obviously a massive step forward for her. Can you give an update on her condition and any other fitness worries in the squad?
Yeah, so other than Jess, I think everybody's all but fit. There's obviously just a few things in-house that, you know, just the medical team just make sure that they keep an eye on. But Jess Sandland is out of the boot. She's been really working really closely with the medical team and Pete Rue, the club doctor, to make sure that she's on the right on the right path to progress back into the squad come January time. She's out of the boot. We're anticipating that she will start to, you know, properly footballing weight bear in the next 2 to 4 weeks. So really hoping that after Christmas she'll be available for us for selection. She's been a big miss. She's a body that can play in multiple positions. Not just that, she's a great character to have around the team. It's just it'd just be really nice to get Jess back playing again. We need to make sure that we take our time with her though, and we're patient, because you don't get a stress fracture from just playing. So we need to make sure that we follow the right process and return her to play, following the right guidelines from Ollie, from Robbo, from the rest of the medical team, to make sure that she's in tip-top condition to play a big part in the push for the remaining games.